Walk with caution on those sidewalks. It's slippery in places, Ted.
It may be, yeah, a little bit. We've had some freezing rain all morning long. It's been going on since just before sunrise, and we may still see another couple of hours of that. Repeated doses of rain, freezing rain, and even some sleet. Now, this is all the beginning of the storm system. Pretty warm as it stands right now, and we are still talking about snow. Eventually, as that system gets a bit closer, we will transition to mainly snow. And then it will come down at a fairly rapid pace. It's going to be a heavier snow event coming up tonight. But right now, a dreary, wet, and in some cases slippery morning. That's our Lewiston auto camera. We've had some waves of very light precipitation moving through, almost 1/10 of an inch of rainfall so far today at the Rochester International Airport. 3/100 of an inch of ice measured there as well. We're looking at those little batches of activity drifting northward. All this ahead of the main body of low pressure. Winter storm warning in place. It goes until 6 p.m. tomorrow for Rochester and surrounding counties. Along and west of Interstate 35, a couple of counties have been added to this blizzard warning. That remains now in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow night as well. And there's a winter weather advisory for some of the other counties with slightly lighter amounts of snow and less wind impact. But where there's a lot of wind and open spaces to the west and the western periphery of the system tonight and tomorrow, that's where blowing snow will become a widespread problem. And again, visibility poor and the road conditions poor, so thus the blizzard warning that is already now in effect. 33, it feels like the 20s, mid-20s here in Rochester. So far, a pretty tame day by the seasonal standards. Pretty mild anyway. 32 at the airport now in Rochester. Austin, 34. It's 35 in Mason City and 35 in Cresco. A lot of dreariness out there. Fog and clouds, kind of a drizzly day. 32, feels like 26 at the airport. Air pressure falling as that storm system gets a bit closer. So rain and snow today, some sleet as well. We'll see a transition to all snow after about 4 or 5 o'clock this evening, and then things get heavy. The heavy snow going on through the late evening hours and into the overnight period. You may see as much as 5, maybe 6 inches of snow tonight alone, with continuation of lighter snow tomorrow and some pretty raw winds through our Friday. Watching the storm system as its center, it gets a bit closer. One area of low pressure, there it is, forming along this upper level system, and it's going to be working its way in, and that's going to be the focus of our snow chances moving forward over the next day or two. Temperatures for the most part 30s though. So wet snow as it stands right now. We will eventually drop below freezing, and that'll take place about 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight. We watch that wintry mixture of rain and maybe an increased dose of snow or two here, but watch how it becomes more of a dark blue coloring, more snow and more intensity to that for the overnight hours. That system will park itself in northeast Iowa. More and more of that moisture and more of that snow wrapping around. So some areas getting the snow over and over again for the course of tonight, and that's where you get that buildup of moderate to heavy snowfall in several hours of time. And heavier snow by around 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. 34 the expected high. Then we drop below freezing later tonight. But future track watching the snow with the system. Heaviest for the late evening and overnight hours by around 3 or 4 in the morning. We'll have about 4 or 5 inches, another inch on top of that by around 6 a.m. And then tomorrow during the day, 1 to 3 inches of additional snow showers in the area as the winds remain rather raw, and then drying out by around 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Drier for a Saturday. But looking at that mixture for a few hours, about 6 o'clock, things transition from light snow to heavier snow, and then we see that blowing snow concern, especially west of Rochester from around 9 o'clock tonight until noon tomorrow, with those winds at times reaching 30 miles per hour. 5 to 9 inches of snow around Rochester, slightly lighter amounts south and eastward, and then 6 to 11 inches. There is a possibility that some spots will see more than 10 inches from Albert Lee up to Red Wing. There's that chance, especially tonight. Snow tomorrow, and then light doses of snow, less than an inch on Sunday, perhaps a couple of inches on Tuesday of next week down the road. So there are additional chances for more of that snow. Temperatures over the next few days, more 20s than 30s, so we go back to reality here with more typical January weather. 30s today, though, mixture, and then a little bit of snow late in the afternoon before we transition to all of that heavier snow just after sunset. 34 today, west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Gustier tonight, especially late 25 mile per hour gust, 3 to 6 inches of snow for the overnight hours, and 30 degrees. And then 33 tomorrow, another 1 to 3 inches of snow. Blustery and cold, winds out of the north up to 25 miles per hour. Stronger gusts still west in the area. The 7-day forecast, 20s, and a couple of chances of snow beyond this Sunday morning and Tuesday morning of next week.
We knew this was coming, Ted.
Yeah, we had a long stretch of quiet weather. It had to come back at some point.
It'll be fun to play in when it's